ওয়েলকাম টু জে এন লাইফস্টাইল ইউটিউব চ্যানেলের পক্ষ থেকে সকলকে জানাই আন্তরিক ভালোবাসা। মাধ্যমিক ইংলিশ সাজেশন 2025 এবছরে যারা মাধ্যমিক দিবে তাদের জন্য এই রাইটিং স্টোরিগুলো খুবই গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। চলো সেগুলো দেখি। 1 নম্বর হচ্ছে থার্স্টি ক্রো, 2 নম্বর হচ্ছে দ্য উড কাটার, 3 নম্বর হচ্ছে আর সোলজার অ্যান্ড দ্য কেজড বার্ডস, 4 নম্বর হচ্ছে এ ক্লেভার ফক্স, 5 নম্বর হচ্ছে হেয়ার অ্যান্ড টর্টিস, 6 নম্বরে রয়েছে ডেফিনিশন অফ এ রিয়েল ম্যান, 7 নম্বরে রয়েছে ফরগেটফুল সায়েন্টিস্ট, 8 নম্বরে রয়েছে টু ফ্রেন্ডস অ্যান্ড দ্য বিয়ার, 9 নম্বরে রয়েছে দ্য গ্রেডি ফার্মার অ্যান্ড দ্য গোল্ডেন এক্স, 10 নম্বর হচ্ছে আ গ্রেট স্যাক্রিফাইস। চলো এই উত্তরগুলো দেখে নিই। থার্স্টি ক্রো। Once there was a crow. He was very thirsty. He flew here and there in search of water. He saw a jug half full of water, but he could not drink it. He thought of a plan. He flew away. Suddenly, he saw some stones on the ground. He put some stones in the water. He drank water and flew away. Moral: God helps those who help themselves. Next, the woodcutter. Once upon a time, there lived a woodcutter in a small village. He was very honest. One day he was cutting wood by the side of a river. Suddenly his axe fell into the water of the river. Being very unhappy, the poor woodcutter began to cry. He was very sad and prayed to the god. Then the water god appeared in front of him and asked him why he was crying. Hearing everything, the water god divided into the water and brought a gold axe. The woodcutter was poor but not greedy. He said that it was not his axe. Then the water god showed him a silver axe. This time also, the woodcutter refused to take it. At last, the water god showed him and his own axe. This time, the woodcutter cried in joy, saying, "This is mine." The god was very impressed with his honesty. So he gave him all the 3 axes as a reward for his honesty. Moral: honesty is the best policy. Next, the clever fox. Once a fox was walking through the forest. He had a goat meal. He was very happy. On the way, he saw a well. He looked into it. He saw his own image in the water. Suddenly, he fell into the well. There was plenty of water in the well. He tried to come out, but he could not jump up. At that time, a goat came there. Hearing the sound from the well, he looked into it. "What are you doing there?" the goat asked the fox. "I am drinking this water. It is very sweet and tasty," the fox said. The foolish goat jumped into the well to drink water. The fox got on the top of the goat and jumped out of the well. The fox walked away and the goat got trapped. Moral: never trust anyone blindly. Next, hare and tortoise. Once upon a time there lived a hare and a tortoise in a forest. They were fast friends. The hare laughed at the slow speed of the tortoise. Once they decided to run a race, they started the run first. He decided to take rest under a tree and slept. The tortoise went on slowly. It reached the goal. Later, the hare awoke up and ran fast but lost the race. The tortoise won the race. Moral: slow but steady wins the race. Next, definition of a real man. One day a disciple asked his guru, "Who the real man was. The Guru didn't give him a direct answer. Instead, he told his disciple a story. It was the story of a businessman. Once he was going to a distant land. On the way, a band of miscreants attacked him. They took away all his money, left him wounded. The man away lying on the roadside. Passers by crossing the place noticed him, but none of them cared for him. However, a poor farmer took pity on the wounded man. He nursed him, fed him, gave him money, and arranged for his journey. After telling the gospel, the Guru stopped. By that time, his disciple had well understood the true taste of a real man. Moral: a helpful man is a real man. Next, a forgetful scientist. Once upon a time, there was lived a scientist in a town. One day he decided to invite his friends on his party. He arranged a party on that day. He wore a new dress. He began to wait for his friends. The cooking was finished, but no friends came to his house. He waited for 2 or 3 hours, but nobody came. The scientist became angry. He went to his room. He blamed on his friends on their carelessness. The food was spoiled. Then he opened the drawer of his table. There he found the invitation card undistributed. Then he was ashamed. Then he realized his own mistake. Moral: forgetfulness is not a good habit. Next, to friends and the bear. Once two friends were passing through a forest. Suddenly a bear came on their way. A friend immediately climbed a near tree, but the other friend could not climb the tree. He felt very helpless. He lay down like a dead man. The bear came near him, smelled him closely, and thought he was dead. Then the bear went away. The friend came down from the tree and asked, "What did the bear say in your ear?" The friend said that the bear told him not to believe a false friend. Moral: a friend in need is a friend indeed. Next, a great sacrifice. Once upon a time, there was a king. One day his queen gave birth to a beautiful son. The queen died just after that. The king then arranged a young nurse to look after his baby. The king had many enemies. They planned to kill the king's successors. The nurse came to know about it. She decided to save the prince's life at any cost. So, she dressed her own child as a prince. She placed the third child on the prince's court, and she herself fled from the palace, taking the real prince in her arms. The plotters came and killed the nurse's baby without knowing his real identity. When the king learned this, he offered a reward for the nurse's loyalty. She killed herself. Moral: nothing can compensate a mother's bereavement. Next, a soldier and the caged birds. Once there was a war fought between France and England. A British soldier was imprisoned by the French. After a long time in the prison, he was released. The soldier was returning home. On the way, he saw a bird seller selling birds in the cage. Seeing the birds in the cage, he remembered his condition in the French prison. The soldier brought all the cages and set the birds free. One by one, all the birds flew out of the cage in joy and began to fly free in the open sky. The bird sellers were surprised to see the strange act of the man. He asked the soldier, "Why did you release the birds?" He replied, "I was also a prisoner and I know how the miseries of the captive." Moral: Liberty is the real happiness. Next, a greedy farmer and golden eggs. Once upon a time there was a farmer. He had a hen. The hen laid a golden egg daily. The farmer became rich, but he was very greedy man. He wanted to get all golden eggs at a time. So he thought a plan to get all the eggs at a time. He cut the hen with a knife, but there was no egg inside it. He was very sad because the hen died and he lost the golden eggs which he was getting on daily basis. He repented for his mistake and greedy. Moral: greedy is a curse. Thank you for watching.